Ooh, new dungeon game. Hey, Oblivions! It is Radio. Hopefully you're having a good day. I'm having a great day. I can't face the camera. But what we're doing today is we're going to be checking out a brand new game that just came out into beta release that looks absolutely amazing. And if you love Dungeon Quest, if you love World Zero, if you love Treasure Quest, this is going to be a game you are going to absolutely love. So let's go ahead and get into that lovely video intro stuff. And then I would love to kind of give y'all a starter guide to playing the game and kind of an introduction. So we're going to go over everything that we have found in the game and just kind of talk about it. So if you haven't already, please make sure you smash the level like button and do the same with the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Helps me a lot. I can't turn around. This is bothering me. And Optics is our beautiful pleb of the day. Thank you, Optics. Name should be right there. There you go. Basically, this is a dungeon crawler type of game. It is locked behind 25 Robux in order to play. They are talking about an official release in a few months. They're saying 2. That may change at any time, but what we're going to go over is we have our lovely little lobby system where we have a bunch of different lobbies you can go into. You can actually see the loot and the percentiles, and you can click on the loot and see what the stats are. So this is something different with dungeon games that you don't like being able to see what you're going to be going after. Normally you have to go ask the community or whatever. And as y'all can see, there is a ton of different type of weapons and loot. But that is not what makes this game unique. So what makes this game unique is if I go into the inventory, we have what is called class levels. So everyone's like, what do you mean class levels? Like, is there classes you can do? You can be a fighter, you can be a melee. In this game, class levels refers to the weapons you are using. So you actually get levels and can use better gear by the XP that you have in each of the different items. So we have things like axes, sword, bows, crossbows. You can wield a two-handed hammer, a two-handed spear, wands, shields, all kinds of things. And one of the really unique things about this is as you level up each individual skill, as you can see up here, I have axe and sword both at level 15, is I actually get a bonus with my blade type weapons of 5% damage increase. And that's with my axe perk. And with swords, my sword type weapons have a 5% increase as well, which means my sword's actually going to be doing more damage because of what happens with my blade and because of the sword. These affect you always. Once you get them up to a certain level, you will always have those bonuses. So that's actually really cool. It promotes you to go and grind other things. Like, that's why all of my classes are at level 4 because I'm trying to work through different areas. Now, how the game works is because I have a level 15 in axe and sword, I can equip level 15 gear. However, let me change gear real quick. I'm going to put on bow. As you can see, the screen is now flashing as everything I have unequips. So my bow is only level 4, which means I can only equip level 4 items. And as you can see in the menu option over here, I can only, like, everything is red except for stuff that is below level 4 for my armor. So I could put on this chest plate, this helmet, and we have accessories, which are things that are going to add bonuses. This is not something you see in a lot of games. This adds attack speed. I can't use that though. You also have health potions. You can get better health potions. You can get buffs for spell damage. There's spells you can do. There's things like Ice Shard. There's Fireball. This spell is insane. Shockwave. There's all kinds of stuff. There's also things that the armors do. The armors do different bonuses. Like this mercenary coat is really good for a ranged class. So at level 13 I could use it. It has some defense and health. Super, super nice. But if we go over here, say, to this cloth half robe, as you can see, we start talking about mana. So you can actually mix and match your armors how you want them to be. So I really like that and kind of think that's unique because not a lot of games really do that. They don't really have that option. And there's a bunch of different types of items that you can go through. As you can see, we have a spear. My biggest tip when you are starting off, plebs, you're going to have a bunch of level 1 gear. Do not sell any of it until you have gone out of being level 1 with that class. Like, until you have a new item to use, do not sell it. Like, I have these level 1 Spears Reapers that I could sell. I'm not going to, because I can use them here in a little bit. I'll kind of explain those in a minute, why I can't use those level 1s. But you start the game with level 1 on everything. So, just don't sell any of your level 1s when you start off. Just tidbit. The other thing is this game has dual wielder. So, crossbows happen to be one-handed. As you see, I have one in my one hand. I can actually shoot while we're in this inventory menu, which I think that's cool. And over here we have a dagger. I can put the dagger in my offhand, and I now have both. And I'm going to get out of this real quick. And as you see down there, I'll zoom in for you. Each of the weapons actually has an ability. There's a few that don't. Staff and wand do not. But that is because those are to buff basically you doing spells. So they're not going to have any attacks of their own. But I have rapid fire for the lovely crossbow, which makes it shoot insanely fast. We also have backstab for the dagger, which basically does extra critical damage. And if you get behind an enemy, you can deal a lot more damage too. So different types of things like that. And I mean, it's everything. There's a two-handed hammer. Look at the hammer. It looks epic. Like, all of the weapon designs look incredible. And not only that, there's cosmetics you can get. And the cosmetics, you can earn the currency in-game. I can't use that with that thing. So I'm going to switch back to the bow, because we're going to go do a low-level dungeon just so I can show y'all. And then I'm going to get a group of some of the mods together, and we're going to go do a higher-level dungeon that is a little more difficult and just kind of explain some of the mechanics. So there is so much in this game, I physically could not explain it all in one sitting if I tried. So, tons of spells as well. And I know you're seeing over here, sister, there's different rarities. Well, most of the gear you get is going to be common. Sometimes you'll get gear that's uncommon. Like, I got this orb on, it comes uncommon. But as you see, there's experience. So there is actually a fusion thing on the other side of the map. And that's what you use coins for. So, you see we have two currencies. We have coins and we have the little rubies. So you go over here and basically you combine stuff together to make it better. So I can take this dagger and I can combine it with the other dagger. It does cost 80. I don't have 80 at the moment, so we're not going to be able to combine that, but that's how that works. So if you're wondering where you use coins and how you get stuff better, but that's how you rank it up. And if you are curious as to, like, if I click on this, like, you can actually click on the XP to see what it upgrades to. Like, when I upgrade this hammer, which I probably won't because that's a lot of XP to get to an epic, that's 12-point damage increase. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay? You can get better and better gear in the game. It's really, really cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get in a match because I'm spending a lot of time talking. There is a cosmetic shop. And right now, if you buy stuff in beta, all the little rubies will be refunded to you. I think they're called something else, and I'm mispronouncing it. They're just calling them gems. So, but whenever they get out of beta, all of this will be refunded to you, so you can buy it again. There also is more advanced classes, which I'll kind of explain the classes later, and kind of like how that works. So, if you want a recommendation on classes to use, axes is fun and not too difficult. Dual wielding crossbow I've seen doing well. There also is a party system. So if you click party, this lovely little screen is going to pop up and you can get with up to 6 people into a party. And there's a ton of settings. So I'm going to get outfitted and we're going to go run a dungeon real quick. Yeah, there's also an absolute ton of spells in this game. So I'm going to grab fireball. I'm going to grab that heal. I'm not going to grab ice shard. I really don't need that. I don't have anything else to take with me because I sold it all. Alright, let's go ahead and get on into a dungeon. So there's multiple tiers of maps. So we're going to do easy goblin killing. You can go solo and with a group. However, I will tell you plebs, working with a group, you can finish these super, super quick. The other cool thing about this, as you saw, there was Goblin Cave. It had multiple difficulties, and the Enchanted Forest had multiple difficulties. It's not the same boss. When you change difficulties, the bosses change. And they get progressively harder. So it's actually super, super cool. Oh, it's dark. Why is it so dark? Hold on, let me change some of the lighting settings real quick. There we go. Get rid of the shadows so y'all can see the game. Okay, as you can see, this is a massive room. So in that top left-hand corner, you can see that we have a timer and we have enemies left. So we actually have to defeat all of the enemies before we can progress. Also, don't run through the fire because that's bad. Fire is bad. When you are using a ranged class for basically casting or like shooting, if you are pointed in the general direction, it will auto hit. However, spells, you have to be very accurate with. So as you can tell, we have a mana and a health bar. Those are both affected by your gear. So you do have base stats for basically like how your weapons, but that's majorly affected by your gear. One thing I would suggest if you are using a range class is kind of slowly go into a room and pull guys. It is a little bit slower using a ranged class, but I think it's fun. I like doing the archer, but in a group, it's a little bit easier to do, say, a melee class. So I'd also take time with each of the abilities and kind of learn what they do, how they work, things like that. If you are having lag in the game, I would recommend turning off the shadows like I did. You can also turn off the corpses so you don't see them. Because as you can see, the game has the animation that the bodies will fall on the ground, which is really cool. I like seeing this. I know the dungeons at release you were like 10 people. I think that has been reduced to help with lag. So just kind of keep that in mind that you can still go with a nice party, but when this game does come out in full release, I will be doing a ton of content. I'm going to do a little bit right now, mostly just because I'm playing it as well. And I'm just kind of trying to learn the mechanics, you know, get good at it, all that good jazz. And stuff's going to change during beta, so I don't want to, you know, change stuff. We have unlocked the next area now, so this is the next area of the mobs. There's two types of healing. One healing is instantaneous, and that's the healing spells. If you are using a potion, those are more like healing over time, so you won't be able to, they don't like instantly heal you, but you still will get healing over time. So, but I mean, this game is so much fun. I love using the archer ability, like just right there, the special ability that they have. It just, enemies go bye-bye. And look at that range. I am like massively far away from these guys. You cannot play this in first person. I kind of wish you could. I think that would be fun. But, yeah. But we're going to go do the boss fight now. I love how the health just appears. I think that's really fun. If you do die in the game, there is a cooldown timer. If you are in hardcore, if one of your party members is still alive, you will still respawn. So that's actually kind of nice that, you know, it's a little forgiving. Because that always kind of annoyed me that we'd be doing a dungeon and then I would die because I'm horrible at dodging. The shift attack is also able to allow you to dodge. This game is available on all platforms. That means mobile, Xbox. I am being told that mobile's a little rough, so just kind of keep that in mind. They are optimizing it as we speak. But this game's been so much fun to play. As you can tell, I've been kind of doing more variety just because I want to play every single thing. I want to see how it does. You can also shoot the ground with your spell attacks. No, I don't want to shoot them. No. There we go. So, dungeon is cleared. You will get loot at the end of the dungeon, so we're going to get a little bit. So, you also have stats. I love that you have stats, and you get gold and XP at the end of the run. If you have two weapons equipped and they are different, you will get XP for each of those. So, grinding up two-handed, or the one-handed weapons is super, super easy. So, you can see, like, every little stat, so I think that's really cool. And you see each person. And so I got some really nice gear. That not so much, but there is the option to replay the dungeon or return home alone. And when you're in a group, that also applies. So I'm going to go get some lovely plebs and we'll do a run of a higher tier dungeon. And when you spawn in the game, this is what you see for the first time. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go get some plebs. All right, plebs, we're in a lovely dungeon with a few of my mods. So, this is actually the Enchanted Forest. This is the other area. With each of the dungeons, they are randomly generated. There is some areas that are always consistent. But as you can see, this area has spiders, and they low-key jump out of the ceiling. It's really freaky. So if you do play this map, just be aware for little jump scares. So, what my team is doing, and a good strat, is they're actually corralling everything together so that we can use AoE attacks to kill them faster. Which is actually super, super nice. So, and as you can see, everyone kind of is running different gear. Zalan is running double daggers. Kiri is running sword, 2 swords. He was running sword and crossbow earlier. John is running shield and wand, and he's kind of being our healer. And Mr. Brizzy is using double axes. So it's actually a little more diversified group, but you do need a lot of DPS. And with us having a dedicated healer, this really helps a lot. I will let y'all know that the lovely Enchanted Forest also, these mobs hit harder. For whatever reason, they hit harder. And especially the buck wolves are incredibly fast. So just kind of keep that in mind when you are doing this. That this zone is a little bit harder, just at least in my opinion and the general opinion I've gotten from my lovely team that I've been grinding with. In hardcore mode, when you do die, you do get to respawn. However, it is on a 25-second timer. So I'm going to sit here on the ground, let my teammates do some work. And you do ragdoll every time, so I always find it amusing when I do die, what I ragdoll into. So the dungeon mode that we are doing is actually Forest Normal. So the Spider Queen is the second boss that you will see, and she is pretty deadly. She drops poison, and not only poison, we're going to be looking at her actually summoning mobs. I will say in the hard mode for Goblin and the normal mode for Forest, we're going to be looking at basically bosses that are going to be summoning mobs. So kind of keep that in mind as well. And boss is dead. Yay! We won. And we got a lot of gear and a lot of XP. And as you can see, I'm running 2 weapons, so I got that extra XP. And we can kind of see who pulled their weight and who didn't. I would be the loose end this time. But anyways. So we can do replay dungeon, but I am going to go back alone to the lobby because they're going to keep on doing the grind. Alright, plebs, thank you for making it to this part of the video. Hopefully this was helpful, at least getting y'all started. Just kind of some general info on the game, because it can be a little confusing starting out. I had a lot of fun playing this. I would recommend y'all at least check it out if you can. If not, in beta, I will definitely be playing it when it is free. So if y'all want to wait till then, you are more than welcome to. So, plebs, thank you for making it to this part of the video. I greatly appreciate it. My individual crew, y'all are awesome as always, and I will see y'all next time. Before we go, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my lovely knights of the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate all of y'all's support. Y'all are amazing. And a big shout out to my Emerald Knights. Thank you so much for the love and support. See y'all next time.